Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have been on a nostalgia trip. I'm doing some things in the background, so don't pay attention to what I'm doing. Just pay attention to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And the nostalgia trip that I've been on, ladies and gentlemen, as of late, has been significant. Now, oh, you're being nosy. You're trying to figure out what I'm doing in the background. Well, let me explain something to y'all so y'all understand. I has in my pocket right here an application that I done created. That's right. I'm making programs. I gotta find the right one. So y'all just hold on now. It's one of those things. And while I'm making this particular project, oh, it's still working on it. I'm using a software. Now this is a paid software. I don't They're not that expensive, but there is another software that you can create software with. All you got to do is watch the YouTube videos on it. It's called Aid, AIDE, Aid. You get to create programs. The program I'm creating, I've already created it. I just am uh, checking some dependencies and so forth. Uh, the program I created, I'm not a coder. It's a coder, and I'm using it to create my programs. It's a similar app like Dragon, naturally speaking, but this one is more accurate and I can update it and I can add whatever features I want to it. So I'm creating my own app. Dragon, naturally speaking, costs you over $300. And if you want the legal version, it's going to cost you over $600. Oh, and if you want updates, man, they don't give you no updates like that. No, no, no. They get another version, you got to pay for it all over again. They give you a discount, but you still got to pay again. My app, I don't have to pay again. I just have to update it. Now, Aid, this is open source. This is free, 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 and it does the exact same thing as Windsurf. I just been using Windsurf, so And look at that warning, failed to collect, and now he's going to correct that warning issue. I don't have to do anything. I just let it do all the work. It's my servant. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been on a nostalgia trip lately. Been listening to my Chris Cross. No, 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 not that Chris Cross. The original Christopher Cross. Christopher Cross. Sailing me away to where I've always. Okay, that Christopher Cross. Been listening to some Kenny Loggins and some Michael McDonald. I've been listening to some players. Y'all remember players? Y'all remember? Baby, come back. Kind of fool. There was something in everything. Yeah, see, I've been doing that. I've been going back. Now, see, when I listened to that music when I was a child, the people in my neighborhood told me I was a square. Man, if only they knew. Music is culture. Music is helps to develop individuals. See, I was listening to some Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye, sexual healing. No, I don't listen to nobody's sexual healing. What's going on? I listen to what's going on. What about let's get it on? No, me and let's get it on. I don't listen to let's get it on. You see, Marvin had a tragic death, but the story that nobody knows is that Marvin had gone back to using drugs again. That's why he ended up back at home with his parents. That's why he was broke. It's not his fault. The industry did that to Marvin. No, I like Marvin, but the music Marvin sang was for old people when I was growing up. Just like the young people today will say, man, that stuff is whack. Okay, fine. But I loves me some Marvin and some Tammy Terrell and him and Diana Ross getting together. When Marvin got together with people, man, that couldn't get any better than that. Marvin had a voice. So I'm listening to some Marvin Gaye. Remember Kanye West? And he says, oh, no, 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 that was not Kanye. Well, it was Kanye West, but it wasn't Kanye West. It was Twista. She said she likes some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, and I've been listening to Luther. Wait, wait. We're going to be doing this CNN special documentary on Luther Vandross on New Year's Day on CNN, for those of you who are interested. But I keep saying, and most people don't even understand what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, we can never go back. People who grew up during that time know what I'm talking about. You see, those were unique times. Forget all the troubles in the world. Y'all know those weekends when that music was playing in the neighborhood and everybody was smiling and happy and barbecuing and cooking and, you know, you know what I'm talking about. Now, a lot of people won't be able to relate to that because they have their own nostalgic period for weekends and afternoons and vacationing and all that. Well, a lot of people in the hood, the poor neighborhoods, couldn't go on vacations like that because they didn't have those extra funds. So they did their weekend vacations. And that was, you've heard of the block parties? Well, we didn't have block parties in my neighborhood because it was an interesting block. Anyway, what we did have was individuals, families doing their little cookouts. And it got to the point where three people would have, their own little cookout with their own little family and relatives visiting and it caused some confusion. So now they had to coordinate. Hey, we want the first weekend of blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll take the second. And you guys want the third? You don't want the third? Okay, well, we'll take the third too. Okay, you guys want the fourth? All right, then you have the fourth. So we have the first and the third. You have the second, and you have the fourth weekend. No drama. Everybody got to visit. Everybody got to hang out. Everybody got to introduce everybody to everybody. You see, my cousins were coming by our house. We lived in the projects. My cousins lived in a much better neighborhood than we did in Compton. Compton's in the house. Okay, they lived in Compton, but they would come to the projects. That's right. My relatives, because everybody thinks the projects were so dangerous. No, they weren't. My relatives would come and stay with us in the projects. Y'all really do need to understand. If you can imagine, my mother and her 7 kids, 8 of us, in a 4 bedroom apartment. At this time, it was 4 bedrooms. Originally, it was a 2 bedroom. But you have the 8 of us in a 4 bedroom. And pay attention, you need to understand this. One of the bedrooms was a den. We used it as a den. That's where the books were, the TV, so forth. It was a den. Because animals have dens. See, people of non-color have guest rooms, but people of color, they have dens, and nobody paid attention to that slavery mentality. Yeah, animals have dens, and that's why slaves had dens. Don't tell nobody. Well, anyway, that extra room, that guest room, was what we would prepare. Eventually, my eldest sister moved into that room, and then my other sister moved into that room, and eventually I moved into that room. So it wasn't always a so-called den. But anywho, those relatives coming by on the weekend, Friday night, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday, made things, it made things what they were. Like I said, nostalgia. See, I don't have memories of my childhood, but there are certain things, pay attention so that you get this. When I listen to certain music, I can remember events, moments, times. That's why they use music with people who have memory issues. If you have a relative who has Alzheimer's, who have dementia, you will find that music can be a great source of healing for them. I'll give you a case in point. This individual in New York, name is David. He said, "Hey," he's from Pakistan. He says, "I need your help." I said, "What do you need?" He says, "I started this business and I really need your help because I can't survive. I'm only making $49 a day, and I could really use your help." Now I'm all the way in New Mexico. He's all the way in New York. And he's begging me, and I'm trying to tell him I don't have the time to do that. I got too many other things going on, but like I always do, I give, and give, and everybody keeps taking. So I go all the way out there because now I got to be out there for at least 2 months because it's a business. You don't just start a business in 1 week. Ladies and gentlemen, I go out there, I see the business. I say, first of all, the architecture. I said it's all wrong. This is a restaurant. You got this whole wall here. People are gonna not want to be here because it's not open up. It looks like that back room where other things happen. So you need to open this place up. So we cut into a wall and put a window where we're gonna put a fish tank. No problem. I said, and the other thing is it's too dark in here. So I got rid of the old lighting, and I do that all the time. Oh, those are antiques. I don't give a about them being antiques. Mother, I'm trying to brighten this place up. Nobody wants to be in a place where they can't see what they're eating. People need to see each other, see their food. This is not no. And we put in the lights where you can control the lighting. Okay, took care of that. We had a speaker system. So I took and I brought my MP3 player, connected it to the system, and I put my music on there. There was this older woman. She came with her family. Well, her family actually brought her there. She had dementia, and we were playing. Um, man, I can't think. Debbie Boone's, uh, the one about the ocean, and now I can't think of the name of the song, and I apologize to you guys for that. Um, but anyway, where she's talking about waiting for someone to return. Anyway, Debbie Boone, those of you who are old enough to know the song, I got sailing in my head, so I can't think of the name of the song. Well, anyway, that song is playing in the background. Okay, and while that song is playing in the background, the elder mother is singing the words to that song. And her family said that they had not seen her like that in years. They told us that she had dementia. They came, they didn't tell me, they told him because he was the one serving them. I was the cashier. And he said, he came to me and he told me that. And I said, that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I did that. Because he, being from Pakistan, he doesn't know this music. Okay? He doesn't know this music. Give me 1 second. Sorry, y'all, but we got to get that song title. Debbie Boone. Sorry, I have this app and it's called YT3. You light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my life with your song. You know the song? That's the song I couldn't remember the title to. All right, I gotta download that because I don't have that on my MP3 player. YT3, okay? Google it. YT3. It's a Android app, and you get to take care of just downloading the music or downloading the video if you want. And I have it on my handheld device. That's how I get my music now. Anyway, that's what the grandmother was listening to. So that was a case in point study, but that's why I play my music. I was talking with a person in a pre-consult yesterday. We did it a different way. And in that pre-consult, she was telling me that she had known of me for years. She just started listening to me again because she couldn't handle the music I would play on my videos. And she said this, I didn't tell her that. She said, but I've matured. And I now realize all the things I missed by not listening to what you were trying to say. Ladies and gentlemen, as I told her, I don't charge you guys for listening to me, but you're going to pay a price when you listen to me. Like when I do videos like this, where I'm just talking. See, there's a consequence for everything. If I'm going to spend all of these hours doing these videos and not getting paid for it, you see, there is no payment. If I'm going to do this all these hours, you had best believe you're going to spend some time, and you are going to spend it because time is not free. Time costs you. You will spend some time. Now, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I've been having a conversation with many people lately about money. I had a conversation with a group yesterday. Oh, by the way, the Launchpad group, the Telegram group, that group is closed. We're now getting ready to get rid of another 50% of the people who are there. You see, if they don't attend, and we gave them 2 months, anybody who hasn't shown up in the last 2 months gets removed by the end of this month. Ain't no joke. Too much information is being discussed during that meeting. We're getting ready to start a business with that group. They haven't put in a dime. Everything's been my pocket. Okay? I'm not here to take money from anybody else. I promise you, if only you guys knew, most of the organizations I've started, like SACOM, we're not trying to get money from people. SACOM, the money's coming out of my pocket. Oh, by the way, got to give you guys an update on the mega packs. I'll do another video on this in a minute, but the update on the mega pack is for those of you who are going to bankruptcy, Chapter 11. We are doing a notice of removal. You'll get that soon to federal district court. So when you file your bankruptcy in bankruptcy court, you'll automatically be doing a petition to remove, or I forgot the exact title, but it's basically removing the referral from the district court to the bankruptcy court, because the district court refers you to the bankruptcy court. Now, that's illegal, but we're not going to be arguing the illegal part. So we're putting that together for you guys. Well, I just have to proofread it. It's already done. Um, this is not it, but this is, let's see, what is this one? Oh, judicial notice regarding waiver of personal service. This is for an individual who is in bankruptcy court. The attorney general told them they ain't served us correctly, Your Honor, and because they ain't properly served us, you should dismiss this appeal. And we're like, well, hold on, Your Honor. Those idiots have waived service. What you mean they waived service? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I do. Those of you who are still here, you're going to benefit from this. So watch this. Waiver of personal service is further supported by regulatory framework established by the USPS, and according to 39 CFR 233.1, federal agencies may designate the USPS as their agent for process of serving. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't know this at first. I had to find out from the US Postal Service. You know, some organizations allow us to get their electronic signature, and that way you don't have to get a green card. We'll just give you a copy of proof that they electronically signed. And do you want that? I'm like, sure enough. So again, you ain't said nothing else. The Attorney General, I have their signature, has authorized the Postal Service to sign for documents on their behalf. The moment they elected for electronic signature, they waived personal service. So you don't have to provide proof of service. All you have to do is provide proof that you mailed it to them. But hold on now, got some other news for y'all. I promise you, you're not going to hear this from anyone else, but after today, you'll be hearing it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that after you serve the parties to a lawsuit who has an attorney, the first time with the summons and complaint, you never have to send them another letter again? All you got to do is file it with the clerk of the court. And anybody says anything to you, you go ahead and read to them about their CM, ECF, or similar electronic communications procedures. Let me explain. Ladies and gentlemen, in the 90s, the courts went electronic. They did everything digital. During the 80s, the late 80s, there was this process of converting all microfiche, microfilm, to digital computers. And when they went digital, the court said, hey, we're going to create this system called PACER. You guys have heard of PACER? That's the federal system. And we're going to require all attorneys to file their documents via PACER, no longer through the mail. So attorneys were required to file all documents electronically. Hold on now, we ain't gonna just stop there. No, the attorneys file their documents electronically. Guess what else the attorneys have to do? They had to, it's mandatory, sign up for the electronic mailing system. State courts have the very same rule. Did you know that the clerk of the court becomes your process server? So when you file it on the record, the clerk of the court must serve it on the other parties who are represented by attorneys. You see, that's part of the attorneys submitting to the court's jurisdiction through their appearances. That's why the first thing an attorney puts on a record is a notice of appearance. Go back and check your records. Go back to the clerk's office, say, hey, I need to check the record and watch and see. You will see a notice of appearance. But here's the thing. They're supposed to send you a copy of that notice of appearance. Everything that's filed on the record, you must get a copy. They don't send you a copy, but that's not the point of this part of the conversation. After you send them the original summons and complaint, and the attorney contacts you in any way, then you don't have to serve the attorney ever again throughout that whole case. All you have to do is file it with the clerk of the court and just simply say in your certificate of service that all parties have been served on or about this day, either through USPS mail or other lawful means. That's all you got to say. So help me God, because it's to the best of your knowledge. They're going to follow the rules. Okay, now hold on now. Hold on now. In Smith versus State Bar, the court affirmed that the attorneys are expected to adhere to court-mandated electronic filing and service procedures. Additionally, in this particular case, the court upheld the validity of mandatory electronic filing system, recognizing that they streamline the judicial process. This system not only facilitates timely communication, but also aligns with the government-wide policy aimed at reducing the paper usage, called the Reduction of Paper Act or the Paperwork Reduction Act. My bad. So, how did I learn this? Oh, because I've been doing this for a while. I told you I know when they started this electronic system. I I cannot begin to tell you, and I'll say this out loud. I dare anybody to challenge me on this. I don't serve the attorney ever, with the exception of the initial filing, because they've all waived service on behalf of their clients as well. It's a wonderful world, ain't it? When you Well, I ain't just no ordinary rabbit. No, I got more than just a gun. I got the grenades, and the rocket launchers and the tanks and armor bearer. Come with your shield and your armor bearer. You got to chill. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna take out of here because I got some work to do. This is just me first thing in the morning. What is it? 5:21 a.m. I've been up since 1. I've been up since 1. Once my mind starts thinking, I've been thinking about a whole lot of, hey, Tony, been thinking. Okay. Matter of fact, hold on now. I got to do that too. What? Y'all don't understand? Well, let me explain to y'all. That's what I do. So right now, y'all, you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to play it. Tony. And let's see. Let's get down. Sorry, those were the first, that and anniversary were the first. It never rains in Southern Cali. It feels good. You see, Tony. Um, I don't want whatever you want. Lay your head on my pillow. Yeah. Where is it? I don't see it. Ladies and gentlemen, I really don't see it. Uh-oh. I don't see it. And I wish I could see it. That's my fault. Y'all hold on a second. I was gonna play it because that's how I'm gonna end. Then, as it ladies and gentlemen, for you, play the record I couldn't find because I didn't type it in directly. But you know what? This is how I feel right now because I want to let you know that from time to time it feels good. Okay. All right, we're gonna take on and get on out of here. I got Tony, who has done it again. You know what I'm saying? It's all about feelings, y'all. And me and Tony, we gonna take on out of here. I hope y'all have a good day. And remember, nostalgia can never be bad. Because it's so good to me. Let me hear you scream.